welcome to Off the Stage Podcast.
And welcome to Off the Stage Podcast. It's the show where we take musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music world. I'm James Berry, this is Conor Michael, and we are joined by the fantastic Jenny Dean.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? I don't know where I'm looking. Is it over there?
The
Right.
camera.
Yeah, this is the first time we've gone Instagram Live, also recording and content. We're trying to, do the content thing. Let's see how this works. Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We've had your name on beforehand because we had you as one of our song of the weeks. I believe, was it called Enemy?
Yeah. Was.
Yeah. What's that about?
Well, it's about being a bitter ex, pretty much.
Having a bitter ex, or you being a bitter
Being a bitter
Okay,
ex,
cool.
yeah. I wouldn't say I am a bitter ex, but it was just in the moment where I was like, you know what? I feel like being a bitter ex.
Yeah.
And I'm going to write a song about it. And I hope your house is haunted and all that jazz.
Yeah. Mint. the best ones in the moment songs.
Yes, absolutely.
Should have opened up with. So, what do you do? What is your act on stage? I'm completely all over the place with questions.
Well, I'm a solo artist at the minute. I do mostly acoustic, like live gigs and stuff. Kind of like an indie pop, sort of Brit pop, I guess.
Okay.
But me, like, recorded like studio stuff, edges more into like the indie rock territory because I like a bigger sound. But obviously, because it's just me, I can't get that when I'm doing a live show. It's just like acoustic, so I like to really try and go big when I'm in the studio.
So when you say it's just you for now, have you got plans of building a band?
Plans, yeah. When they'll come to fruition, I don't know.
Yeah, I know all about that, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, but for now, I've got myself.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that I'll be able to find something soon.
It's a lot easier doing it like solo because you're relying on yourself. Honestly, there's only two other people in my band. Well, I've got two drummers technically, but trying to get them all in a practice room is a flipping nightmare. Just even three people. Never mind like the 7-piece I'm in as well. I don't know how she manages. But it's a funny game, isn't it?
Yeah, it tends to be drummers are the hardest ones to find.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
But hey ho. Today we're recording the Dubliner in Newcastle on the quayside. We normally do it quite early.
Yeah.
Like Thursday, you can hear the kegs splashing about in the background, and it's not quite open for business. So at most we've got a water.
I've got an iced tea over there somewhere.
An iced tea, yeah. Do you want that bringing over at all?
I don't know where it's gone.
It's
somewhere.
There you go.
There it is. Yes, producer capture.
Podcast quality, this. I will turn that on mute. Yeah, so we're just quickly getting a notification that it's too quiet on Instagram Live. That's just because you're not plugged in.
Yeah, pretty much.
It'll be louder on this.
And obviously there's a lot of background noise because the pub is not quite open yet and there's people getting everything ready. So you're hearing clatting around and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So wait, that stops. No, it's not going to stop. That's fine.
So Enemy was obviously a song that we had a song of the week. But
Song of the month.
Song of the month, yes, it was. We've stopped doing that because people stopped submitting songs. So now we're just like
Well, I'll
announcing
submit my new
release
one.
roundups. Yeah, go for it. But we do a release roundup now. So when your song's out, let us know and we'll obviously say this is the song that's out. On Thursdays, we record the songs before we do the podcast because it's the quietest part, as you can tell. And then Mondays we do it after the podcast. But we've already heard your song. What's it called?
It's called Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's part of a trilogy of songs. So I had Enemy, and then I had Guys Like Me come out, and then I've got Valentine's Day. So they're all kind of about the same thing. It's kind of a journey, a trilogy of songs. So Enemy was like the initial reaction, like, oh my God, this is the worst person in the world. I hope your house is haunted. And then Guys Like Me is kind of like, okay, this has happened. I'm a little bit bitter still, but I'm becoming more all right with it. And then Valentine's Day is more the acceptance, like, okay, it happened. It was sad, but I'm over it now.
Yeah. That's a really good way to do the singles. Is it just going to be the singles? Or are they like part of an EP or an album?
It was just the singles, yeah.
James had the idea ages ago to do 3 EPs of a similar kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was like a trilogy thing.
But then it was just the time.
Yeah.
But I still have the broad idea there. And I might still do it, to be honest. But it's just, I've got the songs. It's
getting it organised, isn't
That's
it?
exactly it. It's an absolute nightmare.
It's a good way to do it though, because like when I've released my songs, it's just been like I released a song called Come and Kiss Me on Valentine's Day because I thought, that'd be like the love song. I've got an Irish song for next year, Paddy's Day. And I'm releasing them on the themes of the year, but to have like a story tale, normally you get that through like albums. And then even then, I've got an album which I don't think's got a full storyline. So I want to write the second album that has a storyline.
Yeah.
But to have 3 singles go back to back to back, it's like a really cool.
Like a journey.
Yeah. What would you do after that? Would you start a new journey?
Yeah,
Published or-
I think wrap that up, put it to the side, because this was something that's happened over a year ago, like when me and my ex broke up. It was like over a year ago.
Yeah.
And so I've had these songs since then, and I'm in a completely different part of my life now. So I want to just tie a neat little ribbon around that, get them out, and then move on to new stuff. I've already got songs like ready to go
Yeah.
that I've written, and I'm still writing constantly. So I've got plenty of stuff to be getting on with.
Mint. And you were saying, obviously you do it in a studio. Is it home studio or is it you're going to somewhere to do it?
It's down in Middlesbrough.
Okay.
So this guy that my mum knew, like, I don't know how long ago. Well, not say it's too long ago, because I don't want to call my mum old. But yeah, she knew him before we moved to Australia. So we moved to Australia in 2013.
Yeah.
Just came back January last year. And so she's known him for ages, and he's always been like in bands and stuff, and he's got a studio down in Middlesbrough. So I got in touch with him, and we just started working together.
Yeah.
So it's me, he's called Simon, and it's me, him, and Caitlin from Comparison. So we
Yes.
all work together.
We've had them on the podcast before.
I think
I'm sure it's the episode I missed out on.
possibly then. Yeah, my
She the
memory
front
is.
woman to the band. I've met her. She worked behind a bar called Smuggler's Den, I think, in Redcar.
She's always got different coloured hair.
Yeah, I think it was pink when I last seen her. But I used to do a couple of gigs a month at that place. It just became too far to travel to every Friday.
I imagine, yeah, it's
Well,
quite the red colour.
Yeah, well, that's the
remember-
thing about going to the studio as well. It's all the way down in Middlesbrough. But I did Guys Like Me at the Bunker down in Sunderland.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really nice there, and all the guys were lovely.
Yeah.
So
What's it like recording at the Bunker? It's not something I've been. I've done
So I did
gigs.
the first EP at
It
the
was
Bunker.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very quick. Like we
Right.
got it done pretty much in a day, like 90% done
Yeah.
in one day. So pretty good if you want to go. If you want to go down, it's worth
Good
it.
room because they have a separate vocal booth. Don't they? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's complete. It's weird going in it because it's like there's no echo. It's just complete like silence.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
it's at like the other side as well.
yeah. It's a good experience. Like I'd
Yeah.
recommend it even if you want to do like demos because they're not like they don't overprice. Like they're quite good value.
And
For
they've got
money.
rehearsal spaces as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like tracks.
Yeah, it's similar. I don't know. Does Trax have a music studio? Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like £25 an hour or something.
Oh, that's
Room
not too
6, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's food for thought. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Whereabouts are you from then?
Well, I'm from Gateshead originally, and then when I moved back from Australia, I moved to Sunderland. So
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
kind of in the middle, and then I work in Newcastle, so
Everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
It's very, well,
Yeah,
Bunker does
it's-
work best. Now, I was listening to, obviously I've heard Enemy, but I put Guys Like Me on in the car earlier. You kind of get like a Lily Allen stroke Taylor Swift kind of vibe. I don't know if that's an insult or not.
No?
But what would you say were your inspirations into getting into music?
Lily Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you're back
nailed
on
that one.
that.
That's right on the nose.
Boom.
I'm going to record The Fear.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it like as a rock version, like
Yeah.
an indie rock version. So that's going to be kind of, after these 3 songs are out, I'm going to wrap up this era with that cover.
Mint.
And like make it sort of like the same vibe as the 3 that I'm releasing.
Yeah.
So you were bang on with Lily Allen.
Yeah,
Happy
I was
to
gonna
hear.
say that is good. Like.
That's a great shout as well, The Fear. I do that in my gigs now. Well, I used to. I think I've done it in months. The Fear's good.
The Fear. What does that one go like again? What's that?
I don't know what's right and what's
Oh
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would work as a rock song. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would absolutely. I think that would sound better as a rock song actually.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
There you go. James Berry challenging Lily Allen.
Absolutely.
And obviously, with you being part of the local scene, it's a new question we're starting to ask people is there any local bands or acts that you've been inspired by? Whether you've seen them do something on stage or off stage that you thought, I want to try something like that.
I've just done the Road to Hardwick at the Wonder Bar, and the first heat I was supposed to be on at the same night as Pretty Velvet, and I love Pretty Velvet, so I was really looking forward to seeing them play because
Yeah.
I think their sound is just, it's class. And then the fire alarm went off before they got to play, so then I
heard
never
about
got to see them. And then so they're doing their semi-finals on Friday, and I
Yeah.
can't make it. So I hope they make it through to the final so that I can actually
see
go
them
and see them
there.
live,
Yeah.
because I've been meaning to see them for ages, and I've never been able to. It's
Really
just
good
always
band.
something's been
Yeah.
that I can't make it.
I don't think I've seen them at a live show, but we've had them on the podcast once. Have we had them twice?
No, just one. We've had the drummer's been on a few times,
Yeah.
so. But the drummer has like a few bands, so just like.
But again, that goes back to drummers. Like, if
Yeah.
you get a drummer, probably in like 3 other projects.
Yeah,
Yeah, might be the bass player to another one. It's just always the same kind of thing.
it's fine though. I mean, it's what connects musicians, doesn't it? Just
Yeah.
like if you're in multiple projects and stuff like that, so you bounce off each other. It's great fun.
But you were Road to Hard Work, you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that like?
Um,
Because I've seen it advertised, and we know a few people that are part of the judging team, but I've not been in the actual project or went to see it yet.
Yeah, it was really good. The space is really nice. Like the Newgate Social that they're launching, like upstairs, it's dead nice. It's got this proper like Britpop feel, like there's Fred Perry posters on the wall and like Pete Doherty and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's dead nice. And all the bands that I've seen there so far, I've been to 3, I think. The first heat that was Fire Alarm, then the second heat where I actually got to do it, and then I've been before. I saw Tilly Lockey doing hers
Yeah, okay.
twice. She was really good. But yeah, it's dead supportive, and it's I think it's great that they're doing it,
Yeah.
because it's the Northeast needs it.
It's a good application for the festival.
Yeah.
It's like you know what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a battle of the bands.
Yeah, but
kind of thing.
the winner gets to play. It's hard work.
But
Like,
it's better than just having like battle of the bands. But if you bring the most people and they vote for you,
Yeah,
you
that's-
win.
I mean, that kind of did happen.
Yeah.
Not
But
naming
there's
names,
there's
Spice Killer.
what's what's the actual voting up? Because I know HMV Rich, who listens to the podcast, he voted. He was like a judge, but is there like an audience?
So it's
vote as well?
50-50, so 2 goes through
Or one's
each
the
one. So
audience.
one's based on the judges, and then
Yeah.
one's audience vote.
Oh right, so
it's like,
so there is a bit of that.
yeah, there's like a
but-
paper form that you fill out, and then there's a QR code. But I think people worked out that you can just refresh the QR code and keep voting.
Revote.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Oh, the system's flawed. But at least it's good they've got like actual people who are passionate about music actually judging as well, so you don't necessarily need
Yeah.
the numbers, which because that's the one thing always put me off, like Battle of the Bands, because I never had any like friends who went to see my gigs, so
Same.
it's always a bit disheartening when like this band who's just quite mediocre, but they're 18 years old and they bring all the mates with them and they're just like, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, popularity
Yes,
contest.
that's exactly it. Yeah,
It's different judges though, isn't it? Like every.
Yeah, I think it was the same ones for the heats.
Yeah.
And then the semi-finals, it was completely different. So I think the only one that was the same was Bondi from
Yeah.
Catfish.
Yeah. So I think Rich was for one of them, and I think he got asked to do another one because someone dropped out.
yeah.
But originally the plan was to be different ones.
Which makes sense, because then you've got like different
Different
ears and
opinions.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
100%.
I know Shaq was supposed to do it, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen him there. Yeah,
No.
maybe he's doing the final.
Maybe. But I know he's meant to be in it somewhere. But who was the guest last time? It was Rich, Jeff Mull.
It was the gig co-op,
Gig Co-op guys.
Matt and Ben.
Yeah.
So I'm so bad with names. Do apologise if you listen to the podcast. I forgot your name. Never mind.
Cool. We'll take a short break and we'll come back with part 2. We've got some Instagram questions and we might have some live ones.
Yep.
We'll see you part 2.
See you in a bit.
We're back, baby!
And welcome back to Side 2, where we have me, James Berry, Conor Michael, and Jenny Dean, and we're going to do some Instagram questions. You always look at me like that, and I'm not going to fall for it this time, because you make us nervous when I'm thinking, am I doing something wrong? When you're like looking at us like that.
I'm just admiring your outfit.
Oh,
It was
thank you
a great
very much.
choice.
Yes, Come and Kiss Me by Conor Michael. Kiss Me Like You Mean It. Available at all good stores.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Great hat as well, actually.
Yeah, Conor Michael hat. All from all great stores.
Came
Bandcamp.
to one of my gigs and he looks like a proper like fanboy now.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Oh, I'm gonna find it. I've definitely got a photo of James wearing the full merch because I got him on stage to do one of the songs, and he looks like a big fan I've just brought up on stage that's having the time of his
Oh,
life.
it looks buzzing.
Yeah, no, it was. But the thing was, well,
You cut your hair since then.
I have. So I had a Britney Spears moment. Like I was like, it was really like long, and I was like, I had that bloody golf ball out thing. I was like, you know what, I'm sick of this. So I just when I was out in the shower, I just cut it. It just like it didn't have a haircut. It just cut my hair, so it's really messy. Hence why I'm constantly wearing the cap. But I quite like the cap.
Well, there you go.
There's few caps. I've got quite a small head. Yeah, it must be a small brain as well. But I've got quite a small head, so not many caps actually fit us. The ones that I've got, the only ones that really like properly fit us are like the really cheap ones from the Primark women's section. I don't know why, but they just fit perfectly.
Well, there you go. If anyone wants to get James a present,
Yeah, Primark
women's section.
yeah, cap eye.
Place to be.
All right. But this one also fits quite comfortably. So, anyway, that's my my TED talk.
I didn't need your help before, James. Apparently, I did send it through. It just didn't tell us it sent through.
Oh well, it's fine then.
Anyway, as James says, welcome back to the podcast. We're on Instagram Live, just trial and error for now. At the minute, it's not the best sound quality, but it will be next time we do it.
I don't know yet. We're going to trial it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If you can hear us though and you've got any questions you want to ask Jenny, please chuck them in. In the meanwhile, we do a thing now where we post the day before and we'll share it on the story, and whoever cottons on basically asks questions. At HMV Newcastle said, what has been the most inspirational or moving track you've seen perform live?
Ooh, that's a good one. I went to see Lucy Spraggan the other week, and the way she does her show is she'll go from like the very beginning, like when she first started writing music, and she'll tell stories in between each track and like what each track means, and she'll move like through the ages up to where she's at now.
Yeah.
And it was such a cool way to do the show. And there was this one song she did where she was like, I was like really vulnerable, and she was on about how she'd overcome her addiction and everything. And she'd written a song from the perspective of her partner, like about her, like about herself and overcoming her addiction. And it was dead, like powerful and moving. It was like dead stripped back, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Very
That's
moving.
cool. Yeah.
You'd have to have a lot of like self-awareness to write
Yeah.
a song like that. Just like knowing what you've done, like how your behaviour's kind of like from someone else's perspective. That's quite clever. And I guess that's a good way of like structuring, because you're telling a story. I'm always a fan of like songs being stories. I think they're almost like two in the same thing. So if you write a good story, people kind of a lot more engaged, and it makes it a lot more relatable. So if you're literally writing songs that are stories, but also writing a set list that is a story in itself, that does, yeah.
Yeah, she's really good at that as
Yeah.
well. She's a very good storyteller.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. I'll have to give her a go. Actually, I've never really listened to much Lucy Spraggan.
I know a couple of songs. Lighthouse is one of my favourites.
Was she the one on
It's
the
called
X
Lighthouse, isn't
Factor?
it?
Yeah.
Oh, because she had like a right bother, because she wrote her own song. She did her own song on X Factor, and it was really good. And then Simon Cowell says, "Okay, that's my song now."
Yeah.
Like, so you don't have any rights over this song. It's my song. Because basically what X Factor do is they take over your YouTube page, and everything you've done previously, whether it's X Factor or not, they now own. It's really like it's
Yeah.
it's
You sign
cutthroat,
it like
really.
away, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. I remember hearing about it, thinking, "Oh God, I'm glad I'm not a part of that."
Well, they're mates again now, I think. So.
Oh, it's all right then. It's fine.
Was that her own show? Was that when she was supporting
It was her
James
own
Blunt?
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at NX.
Yes. That's cool. She's quite a Lily Allen-esque kind of
Yeah.
singer-songwriter. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. What's that venue like, by the way? NX? Is
It was nice.
it any different? Have you been when
It's
it was
kind of
like
just like the City Hall.
Yeah. Also, it's
Quite similar.
Oh, cool. So no, I've been when it was like the Academy.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
it's very
I've only been once.
yeah. The sound of the Academy wasn't great, to be honest. But I'm assuming with it being a new venue, they've improved things.
Yeah,
But
it was
have
good.
they not? It's about the same. Oh well, then never mind.
There's no seating upstairs, it's toilets now.
Oh, toilets.
I didn't know that before.
Well, just the toilets were a bit smelly, you know. So if they've improved toilets, then you're laughing, aren't you?
It is.
We've been to the rooftop bar.
Oh, they've got the rooftop bar. That's all right. It's a nightmare to get to if you ever bloody climbed to the rooftop bar. It's like taking the bloody ring to Mordor. Just all them flipping stairs. Because you don't watch. You've never watched bloody Lord of the Rings, have you?
No.
Never mind.
I enjoy the Harry Potter references though.
It's like
Go on the astronomy tower. Top of the owlery.
yeah, but you can just fly up there, can't you? It's not the same.
You could do it with Lord of the Rings. They've got magic.
You could take the ring. No, you couldn't.
You couldn't. There's nothing to fly in Lord of the Rings.
Well, there's an eagle, but
There
like
you go.
That's a whole thing in itself. I'll not go into that.
Have you still got the Lord of the Rings button?
No, I don't. I've got the new soundboard and it's only got 4 selections, so I've had to be careful with the selections. But it works out better because I'm not messing things up now. So
Which songs moved you live, James?
Which songs? I don't know. Go you first, and I'll have a think because I've really got to like think this through. But because my mind works at like 1,000 miles an hour, so.
I got 2 answers on this one. We went to see Ollie Murs last year. For me, it would be like the 6th time. But it's the first time he's been touring, I think, since his pal Caroline. She was done. Obviously, she died with suicide. And it was the first time he kind of came out openly, did it, and he did a really slow acoustic version of Sweet Caroline, and it was like really like we took she would be 7 at the time, 7-year-old stepdaughter, and she was like, this is really sad. And then he played Dear Darling after that, and again it was like really sad, and it was like, oh wow. And then it was like the upbeat stuff, but like it's the entire room went really quiet, and it's that kind of like raw emotion. Alternative, just to spin it around as well on the original side of things. When I've seen James play live, he does a thing where he does loads of upbeat pop punk songs, which are mint. And then I think it was the first time I heard you sing Freak Like Me, and you just brung it down. It's like, oh, it's a really nice song. And I think last time you did it, Ashley cried as well.
Oh,
like,
I'll have to do that more often.
Yeah.
I'll have to make it cry more, yeah.
Yeah. But, and then we went, again, at your gig, you were supported by Nick Wood.
Yeah.
And it was a really awkward moment where people were still talking in the background, even though it's a support act, and I was at the front just like, well, everybody shut the fuck up. And Ashley came and stood next to me, and she was just like, oh my God. And then she started crying to like Nick's performances. I think it's just, it can be very underrated how good a slow song can do in the right setting of a set list. Because everyone's like, oh, well, you need an upbeat, dancey song. It's like, no, if you can really connect to a song, you don't have to connect to it, but sometimes just the running order of the set list make that song a bit like, oh, right, I'm ready for an upbeat one now. Yeah,
it helps the song if you've got like a specific like structure. It helps the song really stand out. If you do like a slow song just before a lot of upbeat ones, and it just changes the mood, and it has a bit more of a, because the slow songs I think are designed to be that like quite reactive, quite emotional. So if you can do like loads of upbeat songs and then you hit them with just a slow song, it just your mind almost goes, oh, okay, this is a bit different.
It's about trying to get people to listen, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
I did a thing at the Clooney the other week where I played my slow song of the night, but I did it differently, where I unplugged it, walked off stage, and did it in the crowd, just so that everybody would shut the fuck up. Because then everybody, when you're on speakers, they're like, oh, well, we can talk quietly. But when there's no speakers, they're forced to be like, if I talk, I'm the arsehole. It's like, yeah, you are.
Captive audience.
And it worked brilliantly. I think it's a great tactic.
I don't know what songs most moved us. I think I must be just like an emotionless machine that just does not feel anything.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Some of your songs don't suggest that, James.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I'm saying, what songs actually? I think I've got a really bad memory. So the songs that I feel at the specific time, like I'm just trying to think. I'll have to like what gigs have we been to recently?
Connor.
Yeah.
Didn't cry to any of mine.
You know which one really gets that alone? Oh, your newest song is really good. The Dancing in the Rain.
Yeah, but I doubt anybody like cries to that one.
I know, but I'm just saying like.
But thank you.
I'm trying to think. No, I don't know.
Did you cry at Bring Me the Horizon because it was too loud and noisy for you?
Yeah, but that was a different kind of that was a different kind of cry. No, I don't know actually. Can we skip this question?
Yeah, maybe I think you need to start listening to songs more, James.
Yeah.
At Mrs. Berry Insta said, "What's your Roman Empire?"
What does that mean?
That means what's the thing that you can constantly talk about? I think, is that what that means?
Yeah, it's like what you're like obsessed with, like.
Apparently, there's a thing where it's like all men know what their Roman Empire is. I don't. I didn't take that much attention in history.
Right. Okay.
I'm assuming you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What could I talk about?
So you'd be the best one to describe what this is.
Well, it's kind of like, so it's something that you just love, that you're kind of obsessed with, like dinosaurs, for example. Like,
right.
Or is that right? Is that?
Yeah, but well, this is theory that most men, when they were younger, got really obsessed with the Roman Empire.
Yes.
Because we learned about it so much at school. So that's where the term Roman Empire comes from.
Something that
Right.
you're kind of like really passionate about, that you know loads of like random facts about and stuff like that.
Right, okay. Oh, I don't know. I suppose I was like that with the French Revolution in high school because I watched Les Mis
yes.
and I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then I ended up taking Revolution's history in year 12 just because I liked Les Mis and it was nothing like it.
No, it's a bit more gritty in it. There's no singing
And I wasn't
there.
very good at it.
They didn't actually do that.
I know, I didn't even watch it in class or anything.
The songs of angry men. They didn't even speak English in the French Revolution,
know.
believe it or not. I don't know.
But now, I don't know, I suppose I watch Bob's Burgers a lot. Like, that's the show that I'll finish and then I'll
Yeah.
start again from the beginning. And I'll never get bored of it.
That's a Roman Empire.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers.
I've never gotten into Bob's Burgers. I don't know why. It's definitely a show that I would like, but I've never kind of like. It's one of those that I know I'd like. So I've seen clips of it. The clips are funny, but I've never actually sat down and go, you know what? I'm gonna put on Bob's Burgers. I've never done that.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I'm the
Yeah.
same. Like I can watch Family Guy on repeat again or South Park, but I can't watch a new one. I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I should give Bob's Burgers a chance actually, because is it still going or is it finished now?
It's still going.
It's still going. Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Once you
I love
start, you can't
that.
stop.
Right, I've got a lot of catching up to do then.
Oh yeah, there's like 13 seasons.
Oh,
isn't
like
there?
a lot of catching up to do then. Flipping heck.
I don't know what my Roman Empire is.
Mine's probably the Roman Empire.
Oh, there you go.
No, it's Pepsi.
It is. Throwback to a couple
That's-
episodes
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Did you say there was another Instagram question, Ash?
I'm having quite a lot of fun here actually.
Good.
Kelly sells music would like to know what got you to start music.
Oh, my
Did that
granddad's
pick up in
always loved music.
Does that pick up in the headphones?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Just want to make sure that the question's like not just silent.
No, my granddad's always loved music, so I think as a child, when he was always like singing and dancing, that made me want to do the same.
Yeah.
But then I didn't get like properly into music until I was about 14 when I'd moved to Australia. I've always loved to sing and that, but I never like really did anything about it. And then when I moved to Australia, I went to like a singing school on the weekends or like after school and that, and they were really nice. And they did like every term they would do a concert, and so all the students would get up on stage and sing like a cover or an original song, and that was really helpful and supportive for me getting into music because it was just that really nice environment where you couldn't mess it up. It was just you were there for the fun of it, but you were actually learning at the same time. And so I think that's what really got me into music, and then I've just been doing gigs and that ever since.
Yeah, I think it is usually helpful when you're a kid and you get the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
Like when you're younger to it. I'd always had like an interest in music when I was at a young age. I never got into it till I was 23. But I always had that interest, and then I just got told at school, you should do French instead of music, so I did French. I'm not a French teacher. Don't know anything about the Les Mis.
Oh, that's a good point. You should have watched Les Mis.
I should have, no. Instead, I work here.
I don't, got me into music. To be honest, it was I got into playing guitar before I got into music. So I was playing guitar in primary school, just learning it, but there weren't songs I was interested in. They were like in
All
jingle.
the leaves are brown.
Not even
Did
that
you not do
one.
that?
No,
Oh,
it
you
was,
did
it was
that
like
one.
it was called Little Bird. Do 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 do, like little shitty melodies like that. Jingle Bells was the biggest hit that we used to do in
So
school.
you, like throughout the year.
Yeah, so naturally I was like, well, I'm not bothered by this. Then I got back into it in school when I started, when like, you know, new metal started coming out, Linkin Park, Papa Roach, Blink-182, Offspring, all them kind of bands. I was like, you know what, this is cool as fuck. So I started getting back into guitar, and I had a guitar teacher called Gary Dunn, but his stage name was Gary Fun because he was in the Toy Dolls. He was like, oh, any song you want to know, I'll teach you it. This was before the internet and guitar tabs and stuff like that. So to learn a song, you had to. It's me sounding really old. To learn a song, you had
You were
to. Like,
old when he said new metal and said Blink-182.
yeah, but like, someone had to teach you the song. You couldn't actually. Like, you had people go, oh, I knew the new riff to. Was it the Metallica song? I Disappear. someone knew the guitar solo. It's like we all have to go around the house to see how he does this guitar solo. Like that's the kind of thing that we used to do. And I just got back into it that way. And then I dropped it for a while again. And then I got into university. And then I got into a band. And then it's just kind of like skyrocketed from there. So yeah, that's my history.
Cool. So yeah, I think it's the same. It is just a young age.
Yeah.
Young age. Was there any other Instagram questions?
Yeah, so Jack_Noble98 would like to ask, he'd like a steak first, he's a big fan of Jenny. And could you ask if she has any plans for upcoming EPs or albums?
Album-wise, probably not yet. Budget.
Yes.
But EP is definitely something that I'm wanting to do. At the start of the year, I was saying I wanted to have one by the end of the year, but now it's July.
Yeah.
Is it July? It's June.
June.
Now it's June,
Yeah.
and so I probably won't have it by the end of the year. But I've definitely got stuff ready to go.
Yeah.
That
Thing is, you say you've got that like trilogy. That can be part of the theme of the EP.
Yeah,
So
I suppose.
you're already kind of there if you
Yeah.
want to add them.
An EP is normally 3 to 5 songs, so you could do then 3 plus your Lily Allen cover at the end. And that's
yeah,
an
I
EP.
suppose actually, or maybe it'll be sooner than
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
It doesn't have to be that, but it can work that way.
Yeah, I know. I
Um,
definitely want to do like a new era.
Yeah.
And I want to make that into a nice little EP.
Mint.
It's cool.
Yeah, that was probably our question. To be fair, that comes
Yeah.
up. Is there any more Instagram ones before we roll in?
Jack would also like to know what is your favourite venue that you've played?
The Clooney, I
Yeah.
think.
1
Yeah.
or 2.
2.
Yeah.
So I opened for Jack Milcrease there last year
Yes.
when he released his EP, and it was just dead nice because he's a lovely bloke and his band's lovely as well. And Ben Harwood was the other opener, and Jack Milcrease has been like the first music sort of person that I met since moving back.
All right.
Because I used to do the open mic at the Stack where he used to do it
Yeah,
before the canned it, and he's been dead supportive of me. So I really enjoyed being able to support him at the Clooney, and it's a great venue.
Yeah, Jack's good as well. I think he was like 2nd or 3rd on the podcast.
Yeah.
And we went to see him. Where was it? The Cabaret. What's it called?
The cabaret. It's Prohibition, is it?
Cabaret Prohibition. It's something like
It's
that.
Prohibition.
The one that's on Pink Street?
Yeah.
But
I
it's
think
like
it's
the
called
upstairs room.
Prohibition. I think. Oh, it's a cabaret. It's something. It's one of them. Anyway. It's like a piano bar, isn't it? Cocktail bar.
Yeah. And there it was the upstairs room, and I think he had Sam Shields supporting him.
Oh.
But it was a great gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good band. Clooney 2 is a great venue. I said I've just played that. I've just had my best gig ever. But I think my favourite venue I've played is one in York called 45 Vinyl Cafe.
Oh, you keep going on about that.
Ever get the chance to do it?
Yeah.
It was because I probably sold like 10 tickets or something, and I thought this is going to be a dead gig. But then people just turned up from like footfall and stuff during the day, and it filled up, and it was nearly.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sellout, but the capacity should have been a sellout kind of thing. And then the atmosphere and like the acoustics to it, they also do a recording thing for you.
Yeah.
And it was just, I think that's my favourite venue I've played.
Yeah. I think I like Pop Rex actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good venue. It's one of those where it's like a 200 capacity, so I'm not like big enough to get 200 people to the gig. So I don't know if I was ever going to play there. I'd say that I played there before, I've supported someone, but it would always be a support act. But if you ever get the chance to play Pop Rex, it's a good size, and it's a nice little location and all.
It's good sounds.
Was that not
Yeah.
going to close down?
There's been 3 different ones.
Right.
So the first one was like a pop-up shop, hence Pop Rex, pop-up shop, record store. It was a record store, so it sold like vinyls and stuff, but it also put bands on. But it had bands like, so if there was a band playing at the Academy now, NX, it was like Franz Ferdinand, and it had like the Thingy Boys, whatever. The load of like old indie bands back in the day used to do like an acoustic set at Pop Rex before they did the main one. It was a free gig as well. You could just turn up, got ram-packed. But because it was a pop-up shop, they only had a year on it. So then they moved venue to a smaller venue. I'm sure Frank Turner played at the second venue, but I never went there. And it's now a coffee shop. It was tiny, but now they've got this much bigger venue, which is like a proper. It's just a music venue basically now. So it's kind of evolved quite nicely. But it's a really good venue. It's
Right.
if you ever get the chance, I'd go down even just to see a gig, because it's decent.
Yeah.
Mint. I don't get many gigs in Sunderland.
No.
Yeah, I've got a bigger fan base Newcastle side of the river. But yeah, it was a good venue when I see it last night. It was a Halloween theme, wasn't it?
It was Halloween, yeah. It was the first ever gig. It's the first ever gig for the Beffa booth. Now torn apart by Lisa, but it's the first time we gigged together as a band.
Yeah. Was there any other questions? That was the last one. Mint. Well, yeah. So you say you've got plans for an EP, but obviously before we recorded this, we recorded your song Valentine's Day. Is that right?
Yeah.
See, that's how you use memory.
Yeah. Well, I only
What's
for that.
your intentions in the release? When's it out? What are you doing for it?
We're not 100% on a date yet. I wrote it last March, I think, so it's been quite a while in the works. We had a bit of a bass for it, and then I went down back to the studio to like put some vocals down, and we ended up completely starting it from scratch. So we did that. We were there for like literally the whole day. Got it mostly done, got the vocals down, and now we're just kind of tweaking it here and there. I've got to do the cover art for it.
Yeah.
My idea for that is to have like a heart-shaped cake with like Valentine's Day on it, and I'm gonna like smash it up.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's a good. You do it's like smashing up live and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that'd make a really good TikTok actually.
Yeah. It's content in it.
Yeah.
Content is key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you do any release gigs for it?
I don't, because I don't know when it's actually going to be coming out. I don't have a date for it, but I do have gigs coming up. Let's have a look. I'm playing at the Wonder Bar 2 nights in July,
Cool.
on the 2nd and the 30th. So I'll probably just play it there.
Mint.
And then I'm also,
Are these original gigs?
it's kind of half-half.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
I try to do that with most gigs that I do.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it is because you get people who've never heard you before thinking, "Who's this person?" You'll sing a song that
And
they
then
know
you sing
and they
Mr.
like.
Brightside.
Yeah, you know, it's just, if it gets people thinking, "Oh, I quite like this,"
Mm-hmm.
and then you go, "Okay, I've given you songs you want to listen to. Now here's one of my songs."
Yeah, just pepper them in.
Some people will be like, "Oh, I'm not bothered by that," but you get a few people going, "Oh, actually, this is really good."
Yeah, and then you do that enough times.
Yeah, and you
I
do
love
build a slow organic following.
Yeah.
Which is it's more important than ever now because especially now like the likes of like TikTok and Instagram, it's so flooded with other artists and stuff like that. To get fans in real life is just like really important. If someone sees you and goes, actually I like that, you just because
Yeah.
you've got to constantly post like non-stop to get like a proper follower and a fan on these social media sites. You can even get a viral clip and nobody really cares about the music. They just care about kind of that one video. They don't even follow or like. They just find it funny
Yeah.
and just like move on. But if you get someone in real life, that's just kind of, I really like you, then they'll kind of invest a little bit more into you.
Yeah, and you can talk to people as
Yeah,
well. You
that's
can get to know
exactly it, yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It's a lost art, to be honest. I need to learn to do that more myself.
What I've been doing to start with that is I finish with like Come and Kiss Me.
Yeah.
You should finish with No Regrets because it's
Yeah.
been going down really well.
Yeah, I should. You getting messages going, "Oh, what's that song about? Regrets?" It's like he's been doing my song kind of like last, and like
Yeah.
he does it more than me now, to be
I
honest.
got a message and I go, "Oh, what was that Regret song?" I was like, "Oh, James, I got you a new follower." Well done.
He didn't follow us, by the way.
Hey, didn't listen to Come and Kiss Me. Sorry, so 2nd and 30th of July.
Yeah, so 2nd and 30th, and then I'm down at Storytellers in Stockton on the 26th.
Cool.
Then the day after, on the Saturday, I'm at HMV, midday in
Which
Newcastle.
one? Newcastle. Which one's that, sorry? The
27th of July.
27th of July. Cool. I might be hungover, but if not, we might pop by. My birthday's the 26th, so it's a good
very
excuse.
good, yeah.
Oh, thank you, James. Yeah, I did well. It's about 30 years.
Yeah.
Mint. No, that's cool. I mean, we'll probably have it on the gig guide for the July one. But yeah, if you want to get down and check out Jenny's music, by all
Please
means.
do.
Yeah. I think that's everything really.
Yeah.
What's your socials if someone was to drop you a follow online?
So my Instagram is at It's Jenny Dean. Same on TikTok, but I don't really use that too much. I think my Facebook is Jenny Dean Music, but I don't know because I've changed the name, and I don't know if it's still. What else is there?
Is X/
Oh no.
Twitter? No,
Fair enough. Fair answer.
Yeah, I mostly just use my Instagram, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing.
Yeah. I think it's-
We had someone on who said it's best just focusing on one social
Yeah.
page. I can't remember who it was, but since then I've kind of let Facebook die and I've just been hammering Instagram.
Yeah, I've tried to connect the Instagram and the Facebook.
I've got that, but I still don't.
It doesn't really work. It
Then
does it with
wrap
the images, but if you're trying to post a video. It doesn't post the video on both platforms. It's a bit broken, Facebook, to be honest. It's I've got a fun theory, but it's a good like 10 minutes long, so I'm not gonna. I'll maybe save it for next week. It's called the Dead Internet Theory, but we'll go on with that later. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
It's a long story.
Thank you very much for listening, guys. Drop us a follow. We are at Off the Stage UK if you haven't yet. On Instagram, we'll be advertising which musicians we've got on the show the day before. You can drop your questions in. We're going to try and do the Instagram live if it's successful more frequently so that you can interact a bit more on the live as well.
Yeah.
I've been Conor Michael. This has been James Berry. This is Jenny Dean. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Thank you very much.
Again, there is a soundboard.
Yeah, I'm not just kind of like...
I was the girl of your dreams, now you're dreaming in that girl's bed. I can't get my head around someone else. Did you call me from her house when you told me was she around? I don't understand, it don't make sense that you're leaving with someone else, getting in the car with someone else, going home with someone else. It's not me. I was home soon, as far as you knew. Was I out of sight and out of mind for you? When I'm not there, you'll find someone else. A world away, well, what was I to do? It's Valentine's Day and I feel like a fool. What was it like to hold her in her sleep? What was her room like? Did she have silk sheets? You told me out of guilt, not because you love me. I don't think you really thought it through, 'cause you're leaving with someone else, getting in the car with someone else, you're going home with someone else. It's not me. I was home soon, as far as you knew. Was I out of sight and out of mind for you? When I'm not there, you'll find someone else. A world away, well, what was I to do? It's Valentine's Day and I feel like a fool. You told me she was a friend, and you thought that we would end anyway. Said you didn't wanna hurt me or you really care, but you're under the covers, sleeping in her bed. You're leaving with someone else, getting in the car with someone else, you're going home with someone else. It's not me. Now there's nothing left, 'cause you put us in this mess. Screened your call, now there's just silence. I was home soon, as far as you knew. Was I out of sight and out of mind for you? When I'm not there, you find someone else, but in 2 weeks you'll be crying in your room. It's Valentine's Day, do you feel like a fool? It's Valentine's Day, now it's her and you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Conor Michael.
I'm James Berry.
And I'm Jenny Dean, and you've been listening to
Off the Stage Podcast.
Hey.